What up, humans? Karumi here, and welcome to the Mobile Legends Bootcamp. In this video, we are going to talk about the mage hero, Valeer. Valeer has a good set of area of effect, crowd control, buff, and burst skills. Our swan princess, Valeer, is a mage hero. I consider Valeer as a good mage for team fights, since his skills deal massive area of effect damage. Not only that, his ultimate skill buffs his skills and himself for a more burst approach. Now, let me share some tips and tricks on how to use Valeer based on my experience. We will also teach you some combos and techniques on the latter part of this bootcamp. But before that, let me explain his skills one by one for further understanding. Valeer's passive, Ashing, lets Valeer's skills ignite his targets ablaze and deal magic damage to them. When Valeer's skills hit an enemy, that enemy will be receiving magic damage equal to a percentage of their max health every second. This lasts for a few seconds. When his targets are ablazed, there's an indicator above their head. Each time Valeer's skills hit the enemy, a counter is added on the blazed indicator. When the target reaches 3 marks on the indicator, it will cause an explosion, dealing magic damage equal to a percentage of target's max health, and stunning the target for a second. Take note that the same target could only be stunned by this passive once every 7 seconds. Valeer's first skill, Burst Fireball, lets Valeer cast a fireball in a designated direction. The fireball will explode upon hitting an enemy target, and this will deal a certain amount of magic damage to enemies within the area of explosion. Enemies hit or affected will also have their movement speed reduced. The ground where the fireball exploded will be ignited. The ignited area will explode after a few seconds, and will deal certain amount of magic damage to enemies within the area of effect. The fireball can have a stack of up to 2 times. If the fireball hits an enemy hero, the fireball count will be restored once. Valeer's second skill, Searing Torrent, lets Valeer unleash a torrent of flames forward. These torrent of flames will knock enemies back to the very end of this skill's range. Enemies hit will receive a certain amount of magic damage. When this skill is enhanced by his ultimate, Vengeance Flame, the Searing Torrent will generate a firewall at the very end of its range. The firewall will last for a few seconds. Enemies nearby the firewall will receive a certain amount of magic damage. The torrent of flames in the firewall will reduce the movement speed of enemies hit. Valeer's ultimate skill, Vengeance Flame, buffs Valeer and increases the damage and effects of his skills. Upon using this skill, all crowd control effects on Valeer will be removed. He will be then surrounded by 4 Vengeance Flames. These flames are charges that he can use for his skills. There are 4 flames, meaning the next 4 skills he will cast are enhanced. When he casts Burst Fireball while having Vengeance Flame, the damage and the range of the Burst Fireball are increased. Meanwhile, for Searing Torrent, the damage is increased and a firewall will be summoned at the end of its range. Also, upon using this skill, Valeer's movement speed is increased. This effect lasts for a few seconds, but the effect decays with time. We will be discussing some experiments about the crowd control removal effects later, of course on the tips and tricks section. There are so many items that you can buy for Valeer. You can focus on items that grants magic power, magic penetration, movement speed, and items that gives you additional health points. For me, I choose to buy items that grants magic power, movement speed, damage per second, and additional health points for Valeer. As for starting item, you can consider buying Demon Shoes. Demon Shoes grants mana regeneration and movement speed. Its unique passive regenerates your mana upon eliminating minions. It also regenerates your mana upon killing an enemy hero or assisting an ally. Buying magic items, such as Lightning Truncheon, will help you deal more burst damage. This item gives you magic power, mana, and cooldown reduction. Its unique passive will deal magic damage to your target and 2 other enemies when you use a skill. This unique passive has a short cooldown. You can consider buying Glowing Wand. This item gives additional magic power, health points, and movement speed. Its unique passive burns the target for a few seconds, dealing a percentage of the target's maximum health points per second. This is a great addition to your passive skill to burn the enemy straight to ashes. You might want to consider Fleeting Time. This item grants you additional magic power and cooldown reduction. Its unique passive grants your ultimate skill cooldown to be instantly reduced by 35% after an elimination or an assist. This is really good since Valeer can kill enemies easily or assist teammates because of his area of effect skills, making his ultimate skills cooldown reduced instantly. You might also want to consider Concentrated Energy. It provides additional health points, magic power, and magical life steal. Magical life steal can greatly increase your survivability, since this also lets you life steal with your magical skills. This is pretty helpful since Valeer's skills deal burst damage continuously with his first skill, making him to sustain more in team fights. Lastly, you can consider Blood Wings. This grants you magic power and health points. Its unique passive adds health points for every points of magic power added to your hero. The additional health points can help you survive in team fights. The item build for Valeer really depends on the enemy's lineup, so make sure to read each item's description so you can adapt in-game. One of the best spells to be used on Valeer is Flicker. You can use it to escape danger, even death. I use Flicker a lot for mage heroes, since mage heroes must always keep their distance. You can also use Sprint as an alternate for this since Sprint got lower cooldown than Flicker. You can also consider the newly introduced spell, Flame Shot. This spell fires a flaming shot forward, dealing a certain amount of magic damage to the first enemy hit and slowing the target for a second. The damage of this skill scales with distance. The flaming shot can knock back enemies in the front when this skill is shot. This is a great spell since this can protect you from heroes trying to get you, especially when your second skill is on cooldown. In my opinion, the best emblem set to be used is the Custom Mage Emblem set. Custom Mage Emblem could provide extra stats according to your needs as a magic damager. Set agility to its max level because it can give you additional movement speed. Higher movement speed means higher chance to chase enemies or escape death. Setting observation to max level will provide additional magic penetration on your skills. Higher magic penetration deals more magic damage to enemies. That means your skills will be more explosive. Get Magic Worship to deal more magic damage to the enemies. When dealing damage that is more than a certain percentage of target's max HP for 3 times in 5 seconds, the target will receive a burning effect. This burning effect burns the target for 3 times. This effect has a cooldown of 12 seconds. Set first skill to max level first. Prioritizing this makes the base and explosive damage of this skill higher. That means the enemy will be receiving more burst damage than ever. Prioritize second skill less since first skill is what you need for damage dealing. Always upgrade your ultimate skill when available for upgrading. Valeer's passive skill is what you need for damage dealing to all heroes, including tanks. With the explosion dealt when the blaze indicator stack is 3. The enemy will receive damage based on a percentage from his maximum health. Not only that, the target will also be stunned, making it harder for them to chase you or escape from your flames. This passive also incinerates enemies every time you hit them with skills. This is really good since while waiting to buy for a Glowing Wand, you already have a Glowing Wand effect to begin with. Valeer's first skill is what you need to turn the enemy to ashes. With the ability to gain another fireball when hitting enemy heroes, will make you a fireball machine. There might be a few cooldown before you can use it, but rest assured, you don't have to wait for the full cooldown for a charge, since you already gained a charge from hitting an enemy hero. Just make sure you hit the target, since not hitting a target will make your charge go to waste. You don't want to go broke during team fights. Also, with the fireballs, you can easily trigger the explosion and stun of your passive. Please just make sure to hit your fireballs to the enemy hero, okay? This skill also has a long range even without being enhanced by your ultimate skill. So make sure to burn the enemies even when they are hiding in their turrets.
You have slain an enemy. You have slain an enemy.
Valeer's second skill is what you need to protect yourself from enemies. With the ability to knock back enemies hit, enemies that tries to catch Valeer will be having a difficult time. With Valeer's first ability, the enemy will surely consider you as one of the enemy to eliminate first. So better save this skill to protect yourself. This skill knocks back enemies. So better use this to protect yourself than chasing enemies, because in the end, you might end up saving the enemy your team is chasing. But do take note that when this skill is enhanced by your ultimate skill, this will create a firewall. You can use this firewall to burn the enemies in team fights. Valeer's ultimate skill is what you need for team fights and protection. With the ability to enhance your skill's damage and effects, this is what you will be needing in team fights. This skill will enhance the damage and range of your fireball, and will also summon a firewall for your second skill. Also, take note that this removes the current crowd control effects affecting Valeer. We did some experiments regarding his ultimate skill. Again, we have our favorite lab rat, Rakuten, to help us demonstrate Valeer's ultimate skill. First, we tried it with Franco's hook. As you can see, Valeer was still able to be pulled. I'm not sure if we just did it wrong, or it really doesn't work on Franco's hook, but let's try again. Well, I still doubt if we are doing it right, but as you can see, Franco was still able to hook Valeer. Same goes with Franco's ultimate skill. Valeer can't escape that with his ultimate skill. Now, we tried it against Kaya's ultimate skill. You can see, Valeer was not able to remove Kaya's ultimate skill. Now, we tried it against Minotaur. As you can see, he was able to repel the knockup, but only one instance of it. Remembering Minotaur's ultimate skill, he knocks up an enemy thrice in the air. So considering Valeer's ultimate skill, he was only able to remove one knockup crowd control effect. Lastly, we tried it against Selena. Well, it works against her abyssal arrow. And Rakuten also burned me to ashes. What an undisciplined lab rat. We also tried this against Guinevere's knockup. It worked as well. In terms of his combo, we usually follow a simple combo for Valeer. In terms of being behind the team fights, this is the combo we follow. First, we use our ultimate skill to have our skills enhanced. It's also a good thing if you use your ultimate skill when affected with crowd control. Here, I used my ultimate because Kufra got me with his knockup effect. Then, I use my second skill to push enemies towards the same location and burning them with firewall. This will reduce their movement speed and burn them. Then, I spam my enhanced first skill. Because it is enhanced, its damage and range will be increased. Just spam your first skill until satisfied. Enemies will be turned into ashes in no time. For combo when someone is chasing you, here is what we usually do. First, we use our ultimate skill to increase our movement speed, and also to be free from any crowd control effects if ever there is. Then, it is advisable to use your second skill, but if it's in cooldown, use your first skill. Then, barrage the enemy with your fireballs. Also, if you are using flicker and sprint, it is advisable to use it to create distance. You can also use flame shot to knock them back. Then, spam those fireballs. You will see that the enemy turns to ashes in no time. Additional tip. This flame shot spell might be new to you, but this is really effective if you use it on the right timing. Take a look on this scenario. We have our friendly bot as Guzhin. Knowing Guzhin, he will most likely blink near us, or dash towards us using his first skill, when you see him dashing towards you. And unfortunately, your second skill is on cooldown. Then the flame shot spell will be your best friend. Using this spell will knock back Guzhin, putting his effort to kill you with his daggers combo to waste. Amazing, right? We didn't ask Rakuten to test this for us since the bot is better on using Guzhin than him. The tips I mentioned are just some of the ways you can use Valeer. This video just guides you on how to use Valeer the Kurumi way. We would like to thank Legiset and D-Dragon for being with us in this video. You can search for them on Facebook and like their page. Also, we also thank our squad mate, Rakuten, for being our lab rat for this boot camp. You can search for him in-game and tell him how much you appreciate him, willing to sacrifice his pride and honor to be a test subject. But he destroyed our Selena nonetheless. So, once again, this is Kurumi and that's how you use Valeer. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like and share this video. Also subscribe to our channel for more contents by clicking on the subscribe button below. For our skin giveaway events, check out the community tab for the giveaway event post. We have our Ko-fi account just in case you want to donate us some coffee funds. Check our Ko-fi link on the description of this video, please. Only trust bootcamp videos from our official accounts.
Team destroyed.
See you on the next Mobile Legends bootcamp. Cheers.
An enemy has been slain. Double kill. An enemy has been slain.